हेलो एवरीवन, आप सभी का फिर से एक बार स्वागत है मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल में जिसका नाम है कॉमर्स ट्रेजर। इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू आवर डिस्कशन ऑन Q20 series for upcoming NET and SET exam. I have already made 5 more videos on this topic. If you have not seen those videos, I am putting the link into the description as well as in I button. Do watch those videos, and without wasting much time, let us go to the next 20 questions of this series. Who is considered as father of scientific management? Peter Drucker, F.W. Taylor, Victor Vroom, Henry Fayol. So father of scientific management is F.W. Taylor. Apart from these, there are few more important points which you can remember, like father of general management is Henry Fayol, father of economics is Adam Smith, father of statistics is R.A. Fisher, father of accounting is Luca D. Pacioli, father of marketing is Philip Kotler, father of HRM, that is human resource management, is Elton Mayo, and father of modern management is Peter F. Drucker. So all these are important, and being a commerce student, you must know all these important facts. Who did give the concept of hierarchy of needs? Frederick Herzberg, Victor Vroom, Douglas MacGregor, A.H. Maslow. So concept of hierarchy of needs was given by A.H. Maslow, that is Abraham H. Maslow. Frederick Herzberg gave two-factor theory, which is also a very popular theory of motivation. Victor Vroom has given expectancy theory, which is also a theory of motivation, and Douglas MacGregor has given theory X and theory Y, which are also theories of motivation. So Abraham Maslow has given hierarchy theory of needs, in which there are 5 important levels or 5 important stages of hierarchy. The first stage is physiological need, which includes food, water, shelter, that is the basic needs. The second level of this is security and safety, which includes better home to live and safety against all the odds which are there in the world. The third level is social needs, wherein we want friendship, love, affection from different people who are around us. The fourth stage of hierarchy of need is for esteem needs. So in esteem needs, we want recognition in the society, status in the society, and the last or the highest level of need is self-actualization, wherein we want desire to grow to the fullest potential, and this is the last level of the hierarchy of needs. So these are the 5 levels which you can remember, given by Abraham Maslow. The next is assertion and reasoning type of question. Management is a continuous process. Definitely it is true, because management is not a one-day process, it is going on continuously day by day, and managers first plan, then organize, and finally perform the function of controlling. This is also definitely true. So always first comes planning, then come organizing, then comes directing, and lastly we go with controlling. So assertion and reasoning, both A and R are correct, and R is a correct explanation of A, should be the right answer for this question. Now, one trick to solve assertion and reasoning question is, out of 10 questions which are asked, 7 times the answer is going to be A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. This is not 100% right, or every time you will not get these type of question, but you can remember, if you are not understanding anything, you can go for option number A, which usually is A and R are correct, and R is the explanation of A. Induction of employees relates to organizational awareness, training program, introduction, assignment of duty. So right option is option number C, that is introduction. So induction is nothing but whenever new employee comes into the company, we have to give him orientation, or we have to introduce him to the people of the company, to the rules, regulations, to the members of the company, and that process is called as induction. So usually in the step of human resource management, we have first recruitment. So after recruitment, there will be selection process. After selection process, usually there will be placement of the employees, and once the placement of the employee happens, we have induction, which is usually the introduction of the employees. The next is match the following type of question, where in list A they have given you some books, and in list B they have given you the name of the author or the expert in that field who has written those books. Practice of Management is written by Peter F. Drucker. Philosophy of Management is written by Oliver Sheldon. Scientific Management, as we know, it is written by F.W. Taylor, and General and Industrial Administration is written by Henry Fayol. So first one D, 1D we have 2 options, then second C again same, two options. Third, B. This is option number B. So right option for this is option number B. Identify the correct sequence of steps involved in planning. Selecting the best course of action, establishing the sequence of activities, establishment of objectives, evaluating the alternative courses, determining alternative courses. So you know always first we are going to establish the objectives, then we are going to go for determining the alternatives. So what are the different alternatives available? After that we evaluate those alternatives and then we select the best option from this alternatives, and ultimately last one is establishing the sequence of activities. So first will be 3, second will be 5. 3, 5 we have two options, third is 4, again two option, fourth one is 1, which is option number D. So right option is going to be step number 3, that is establishment of objective, then determining alternative courses, evaluating of alternative courses, selecting the best course of action, and ultimately establishing the sequence of activities. Again, next one is assertion and reasoning type of question. One can be sure about future course of action by making good plans. No, this is not true, because we cannot be sure, because future is uncertain. We can, yes, definitely try to make some adjustment against future, but we cannot be sure about future. So definitely this is wrong. Planning brings certainty in future course of action of an organization. Definitely if you plan things correctly, there will be a sort of certainty in the future, but exact it is going to be like that, nobody can predict. So therefore only reasoning is correct and A is not correct. So R is correct and A is not correct. That is option number A is the right option for this question. International business focuses on global resources opportunity to buy and sell worldwide. So definitely international business is nothing but it focuses on selling the goods and services worldwide. So definitely assertion here is correct. The effort of IMF, World Bank and WTO to liberalize their economies led to the globalization. So this is also true. Because of these three institutions, today the world is treated as a village and there is a lot of globalization in the world. So both A and R are true in this question. So therefore option number A will be the right option for this question. Who has suggested that achievement, motivation among individuals and nations can be developed through training courses? Maxland, Elderfer, Maslow, Herzberg. So this was given by Elderfer. So Elderfer is one who has given the ERG theory of motivation, which is an extension of Maslow's theories of motivation, which we saw in the previous question. Now Elderfer, whose full name is Clayton Elderfer, has given three important points in his theory, which are ERG, where E stands for existence, which is nothing but what was said in Maslow's first and second need of hierarchy levels, that is physiological needs and social needs. R stands for relatedness, which is nothing but the third and the fourth phase of Maslow's hierarchy of theory, that is social and esteem needs, which we expect. And G stands for growth, which is there in the self-actualization need of hierarchy of Maslow. So it is an extension of Maslow. You can remember many times this is asked in the exam, who gave the extension of Maslow's theory. So you can remember Clayton Elderfer, or his theory was ERG theory. The term 1 minus B is called as level of test, power of test, size of test, none of the above. So this is called as power of the test. B is nothing but it is the probability of conducting type 2 error. So already in our previous series we discussed about type 1 and type 2 error, and 1 minus B is called as power of the test, which is nothing but probability of not committing type 2 error. The area under normal distribution covered within mu plus or minus 3 standard deviation limit is 0.6827, 0.5945, 0.9973, 1. So right option is option number D, that is 0.9973 or 99.73%. Now you can remember this, that a normal distribution curve, the area which is there within it may be covered in 3 different ways. Now, as you can see this normal distribution curve, wherein the center part is the mean part, then the first is mu minus standard deviation and mu plus standard deviation, which is this part, and this part covers 68.27%. Then the second is mean minus 2 standard deviation and mean plus 2 standard deviation, which is the second part which covers 95.45% area, and the last part is mu plus or minus 3 standard deviation, which covers 99.73% of the area. So this is what you can remember, that mu plus or minus 1 standard deviation, it has 68.27%, mu plus or minus 2 standard deviation has 95.45%, and mu plus or minus 3 standard deviation has 99.73% area. Sampling distribution of mean is very close to the standard normal distribution when population is normally distributed, definitely it is correct. Population is not normally distributed but sample size is large, this is also correct. So both A and B are correct. If the value of coefficient of determination is 0.64, what is the value of coefficient of relation? Now coefficient of determination is nothing but R square and coefficient of relation is nothing but R. So value of R is nothing but square root of R square. So square root of 0.64 is 0.80, which is option number B. Which of the following is not a restricted random sampling technique? Stratified sampling, simple random sampling, systematic sampling, multi-stage sampling. So stratified sampling is a sampling technique wherein we divide the population into different groups. Each group is called as strata, and from each group we are going to select few members or samples. So here definitely there is restricted sampling. Simple random sampling is nothing but it is lottery method wherein we do not divide the group and there is no restriction in the type of sampling. Systematic sampling also has some restriction. We have to select a particular random sample, then after every specific interval we are going to select the number of samples. And multi-stage sampling also has restriction. We have to divide that into multiple stages. Therefore, in this technique which does not have any restriction is simple random sampling, where each and every sample has an equal chance of being selected into the sample. Classification of respondents only on the basis of gender is an application of ordinal scale, nominal scale, interval scale, ratio scale. So definitely this is option number B, nominal scale. So already in the previous video I have explained about different types of scales. Nominal scale is one which makes use of non-quantitative data such as gender or area, cities, etc. Ordinal data makes use of order in which data can be bifurcated. Interval scale makes use of intervals within which the data is usually going to be classified, and ratio scale is also like an interval scale, but in ratio scale values cannot be negative and it has to start from 0. So these are the different scales of measurement which are used in testing of a data. Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation between two variables is the product of their standard deviation, the square root of the product of their regression coefficient, the covariance between the variables, none of the above. So right option is option number B. It is nothing but the square root of the product of the regression coefficients. So this can be written in this way: R, that is coefficient of correlation as per Karl Pearson formula, is bxy into byx, where bxy and byx are the regression coefficients of x on y and y on x. Many times on these questions are also asked wherein you will be given values of bxy and byx and you have to find out the value of r. For example, they may give you value of byx as 0.16 and byx as 0.64, and you need to find out the value of r. So 0.16 square root will be 0.4 and 0.64 square root will be 0.8. So its correlation is going to be 0.32. Statistical software packages for research in social science includes SPSS, definitely yes, Stata, yes, Minitab, yes. So all of the above are the different statistical softwares which are used to do research in social sciences. For testing of hypothesis, H0 is equal to M1 is equal to M2 and H1 is M1 is less than M2. The critical value of Z at 5% level of significance when size of the sample is more than 30 is. So this is a problem on Z test, which is a parametric test, and in Z test whenever it is a one tail test, as they have given you H1, that is alternative hypothesis, is one tail. So here one tail test, the value is going to be minus 1.645 for 5%. So option number C is the correct answer. So for 5% it is minus 1.645. If it is 1% one tail test, the value will be plus or minus 2.33. If it is 5% two tail test, then the value is going to be 1.96. The company globalized their operations through different means by exporting directly, licensing and franchising, joint ventures, all of the above. So all of the above are the ways in which company can expand its business to global market. Exporting directly is nothing but sending off goods to customers who are there in other part of the world. Licensing and franchising are way in which a company's copyright, brand, symbol, trademark, etc. can be used by some other company. In licensing, the company has to be getting the license to use the symbols, but they can modify it bit as they want, and in franchising they have to use it in the same way as it is there in the company. Licensing example may be using of symbols like Mickey Mouse symbol or some other popular symbol, and franchising example is mostly Domino's, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, their recipe which we have to use, but we have to use in the same manner without any changes. Joint venture best example can be two companies coming from different countries and joining together to start a new production. Hero Honda was one of the best example of joint ventures. The components of WTO are Ministerial Conference, Dispute Settlement Body, Director General, all of the above. So all of the above are the components of WTO. WTO stands for World Trade Organization. It was established in the year 1995, 1st Jan. India is a founder member of this organization, and the headquarters of this organization is in Geneva, and it was a successor of GATT, that is General Agreement on Trades and Tariffs. So this is all about today's video. If you have any doubts, you can comment me in the comment box. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that I can come up with more videos. Thank you for watching the video and meet you all again with another video.